Story 1. I'm literally fucking marinating in apathy every day. I have so many ideas and so much fucking potential. I just don't want to do shit. Story 2. I am at a very low point right now. I feel tired, isolated, and fed up with trying when nothing seems to work and no one cares. I am sorry you are feeling this way. Are you thinking about harming yourself or in immediate danger? If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are outside the United States, please contact your local emergency number or local crisis services. If you would like, I can help you find support or talk it through. Story 3. It could be much better, but I manage as much as I can day to day. Story 4. A lot of people I cared about deeply have hurt me this year, all unrelated and in different ways. I think about the show Fringe a lot. It is about an entanglement between our world and a parallel universe. All of the characters have another version of themselves, but slightly different. In one version, you might have your mother but have lost your sibling, and in the parallel universe, it is the other way around. I have always liked the idea that somewhere out there is another version of us who has had different experiences. What keeps me going is that somewhere, in a place I will never see, there is a me I will never meet, and there are those other people who hurt me here. Maybe there we still have each other. Maybe another version of us figured it out. I do not know what it cost them or me, so I am grateful to be here with the people I still have and love. I think about that almost every day. Story 5. Today is my day off. I have done nothing but watch college football. The Georgia versus Tennessee game was incredible earlier. I am currently watching All Elite Wrestling Collision while I relax before dinner. Story 6. Not good, but I have been worse. I am just constantly tired. Story 7. My wife just packed her bags and left 1 week ago. I had to fill out annulment paperwork all week. I feel a mixture of numbness, anger, and loss, and I am still in disbelief. This too shall pass. Story 8. I actually feel terrific. Thanks for asking, mate. I went through hell for a good portion of my 20s. I'm 30 now, and I'm very satisfied with how my life is heading. Story 9. I have no wife or girlfriend, no children. I have never been married, and I have no plans for any of those things. However, I have a great job, a reliable car and motorcycle, and I earn more than enough to live comfortably and to do what I want when I want. That being said, I am the happiest I have ever been. I do not have many regrets or live in the past. I can say that if I died tomorrow, my soul would truly rest in peace. Story 10. I'm so fucking lonely. I'm not doing well at all. I'd be worried about self-harm if failing it didn't seem so expensive. Story 11. Up and down. There's no escape. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I'm sorry you're feeling this way. If you are thinking about harming yourself or are in immediate danger, call your local emergency number now. If possible, reach out to someone you trust or a mental health professional. In the United States, call 988. In the United Kingdom, call Samaritans at 116 123. Otherwise, search for your country's suicide prevention hotline. Story 12. I'm one screw loose from the loony bin. Brother, it's turning. Story 13. I take things one day at a time. I admit my stumbles and difficulties to friends, focus on what I can do each day, and try not to beat myself up over things that are outside my control or tasks I did not complete but wanted to. Story 14. I'm going through a breakup, but I bought a piano to learn something new and have started getting very good grades at university. I feel good about myself during the day, but empty when night falls. Story 15. I have been in a really dark place for the last few months. I do not really see a way out of that. I am sorry you are feeling this way. If you are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency number now. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are outside the United States, please contact your local emergency services or your local crisis hotline. If you can, consider telling someone you trust how you are feeling. I can stay here and listen and help you find resources or make a safety plan. Story 16. I made a long, foolish list of decisions yesterday. I'm quitting stimulants and alcohol. But in general, I'm all right, I guess. Story 17. I was supposed to be married today, but I was blindsided by a breakup less than 30 days ago. I am a mess, but I have been doing the right things since the breakup. It is bittersweet. I am gaining a lot because I am addressing unchecked mental health issues and have decided to stop drinking, which I had been using as a crutch. I am losing a lot, though. The way it happened was traumatic. It is probably for the best we did not marry, but ending the relationship has brought me down. At this point, I just need to stay the course and let Father Time do its work. Story 18. I am struggling with anhedonia due to treatment-resistant depression and feel like I am just existing without goals, desires, or enjoyment. Story 19. I have been feeling suicidal since November, and I think about it every single day. I am really sorry you are feeling this way. Are you safe right now? If you are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency number, for example 911 in the United States. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are outside the United States, contact local emergency services or your local crisis hotline. Consider reaching out to someone you trust or a mental health professional. If you want, I can help find resources or contact information in your area or stay here and listen. Story 20. I'm tired as hell. My wrists are sore from work. I still have one more day to go. I get to attend the new Pokemon trading card game pre-release tomorrow, and I'm picking up my new Magic the Gathering deck from the post office as well, so it's not all bad. Story 21. Taking it day by day. Some ups, some downs, but still moving forward. How about you? Story 22. I am exhausted and extremely lonely. My mother's cancer has returned. I lost the love of my life and I am struggling with addictions, but I do not lose hope and I will fight it all. Story 23. Kind of good, kind of anxious. I feel like I can reasonably predict the near future. That is how things will be for me for the next 6 months or more. But I also feel like I'm a stone's throw from losing everything and then spiraling out of control into substances. To be honest, this is the mantra for many people struggling with addiction. You want to dance like you are in your 20s, but the way you have been gambling, you are not like that anymore. Just one more dance. It is fun to get lost in the experience and enjoy the feeling, but eventually you will fall and struggle to get back up. So you think about how you would love to dance, but you cannot anymore. Right now, today, I am taking it moment by moment, trying not to fear the worst and hoping for the best. How about you? Story 24. Honestly, I feel cursed. Nothing goes my way, and it is harder every day to get out of bed and keep living. I have not known true happiness in over 15 years because every time my life starts to get a bit better, something happens to destroy that happiness. Story 25. I'm a little stoned, so I'm doing fine at the moment. I'm generally anxious and depressed, but I watched my favorite football team today, so it's an unusually good day. Check back tomorrow when I'm back at work. Story 26. Learning not to sweat the small things so much. Losing sight of some big things, but overall doing okay with dwindling friend circles and not feeling heard. Story 27. I recently had my gallbladder removed after my pain increased from once a month to once a week. I would say I am doing decent. Story 28. Good tunes, good brew, good buddies. I don't know, man. I hate my father. I hate my life, but I feel great. I'm gonna pick a fight. Wayne, he seems better. Garth, way better. Story 29. I don't think I can take it much longer, but I will try to persist. Story 30. I am stressed and tired. I am trying new things and staying creative. I am still trying. Story 31. I was arbitrarily dumped by a text message this past Tuesday at 4 in the morning. Besides that, I am good. Story 32. I am surviving better than I have been, but that is a low bar. Story 33. So much to figure out and so little time. I always feel like I do not know enough about anything because, wherever I look for information, there is someone younger than me who knows more. It makes me feel dumb, but I know I have to keep going. Just keep swimming. Story 34. I am tired, but I am working on improving myself. I hope this helps. Story 35. Tired and lonely. I have an unpaid internship as a programmer at a small company. I have been trying to find a paid job. I am living with my parents. I have been ghosted or rejected so far. You need experience to get a job, but some people do not consider internships to be experience. For example, a year as an intern is not considered the same as a year in a paid position. Story 36. Horrible. I do not know what my purpose in life is or whether I should make the pain stop. I am sorry you are feeling this way. Are you thinking about harming yourself right now? If you are in immediate danger, call your local emergency number. If you are in the United States, call 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are elsewhere, please contact local emergency services or a nearby crisis line, or reach out to someone you trust. I can help you find resources. Story 37. Life has become the most boring it has ever been. There is so much life out there to experience, but I just cannot be bothered because I am hurt, overwhelmed, and do not know how to heal myself. But fuck it, we ball. Story 38. I am 19 right now and I feel overwhelmed. I am not depressed. I just need to remind myself that good things take time. Story 39. Honestly, I am contemplating some things at the moment. My schedule is a little disorganized and I am trying to figure things out, but overall I am not doing badly. Story 40. I experienced immense grief from a breakup last year. I am thankful I finally have direction in life, but I am still devastated. Story 41. I feel better after 10 days of vacation, and I return home tomorrow. Story 42. Quite frankly, it's awful. Suicidal ideation has never been higher for me. I still try to persist and continue to live. I keep going only because I have hope that someday everything will be okay. I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. If you are thinking about harming yourself or are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency number now. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are elsewhere, please contact local emergency services or a crisis line. If you want, I can help find resources or numbers in your area. Are you safe right now? Story 43. Not great, to be honest. My mind constantly tells me that I am trying to kill someone. Story 44. Back in 2017, I went through a period of hardship when I was fired from a job I truly loved because of the coworkers around me. That termination was the result of nepotism and managerial misconduct. In hindsight, it was a relief to be away. I missed my former coworkers dearly, and the sudden disconnection left a void I am not sure I have ever filled. I was professionally in a strange limbo, overqualified for entry-level positions and not experienced enough for advanced roles. I was stuck in a difficult place for months until I finally received a job offer from a company on the other side of the country. Unfortunately, the job was not what they had claimed, but I had already moved. I was soon fired again over nonsense by an extremely narcissistic boss for matters outside my control. Luckily, I bounced back much more quickly, but second-guessing my self-worth reemerged, especially after being fired twice in the same year. The next job was fine and I liked my coworkers, but city life did not suit me and I felt lonely. I was in a car accident on the second day of the job. I toughened it out for about 7 to 8 months, then found a new position back home and moved across the country. That job went well until a new team member caused serious conflict. He even threatened me and poisoned the work environment. Things went downhill over the year and I was fired again. I found another job soon after. Ironically, it was the easiest interview I have ever had, and I have been with that employer for the last 6 years. The point is, life can throw a lot of setbacks your way. Each time, when the anger and sadness lifted, I reminded myself that the only way forward was to keep going. Giving up was not an option, and I did not have the safety net of my parents to rely on. Each job taught me valuable hard and soft skills, which I believe made me a far more reliable worker than I had been. Keep your heads up, gentlemen. The only way is forward, always forward. Story 45. I am doing fine mentally because Jesus Christ keeps me together. I pray to him and he will give me strength. Story 46. I just want to have sex with women and make money. Currently, I'm making no money and not meeting any women. Story 47. It has been a rough year. My dad died, I had to leave the country I was living in because my visa ran out and it was not one that could be renewed. And it has been hard finding full-time work. I have a master's degree and 16 years experience. I also started the year extremely overweight. I have been single for 4 years now. You know what? I am glad to be alive. I am grateful for the people I know. I have lost 60 pounds and found enough freelance work to be earning more than I was 3 years ago. I am about to move to a city I love. I try my best every day to be kind to others and to notice the kindness I see from people throughout the day. Life can be really tough sometimes, some years more than others, but it is my choice what I do with those tough times. I choose to look at where I stood and figure out what I want to build from there. I do not know exactly what shape it will take yet, but I am pretty confident it will be awesome. Story 48. Honestly, worse than I should be, but better than I could be. Story 49. Things are pretty good, actually. My girlfriend moved in with me last year, and things are going well. I don't hate my job. Although I don't get paid enough, it lets me save for a few fun trips a year. Right now, I'm smoking a joint on the patio, listening to King Gizzard and having a beer. I do have sad moments, but I create the world I live in, and overall it doesn't suck. Story 50. I am really good. I recently divorced, but it was amicable and I wish her only good things. I have lots of friends and a loving family. Church, social events, concerts, and exercise fill my evenings and weekends. Work is awesome. I am over 55 and have never been happier. Story 51. I feel like a terrible person and father. I have been on mental health leave for 9 weeks and am now on no pay. So universal credit is covering me and I have limited capability for work and work-related activity. I am currently spending my usual weekend plus 7 days of holiday time with my son. I get every other weekend and 4 weeks of holiday, plus some seasonal time and his birthday. I feel like a terrible dad mainly due to low self-esteem and having no friends. I am counting my pennies in a house share. I compare myself to my dad, who had a great job at my age of 31 and had his second child, my eldest sister. At 31, I am still struggling to find a suitable, stable job for the future, and was recently diagnosed with high-functioning autism in addition to dyspraxia and long-term clinical depression. My speech can be hard to understand sometimes, so I struggle with socialization and keeping friends, as people feel I am too high maintenance. I also have a child outside of marriage. I am taking each day at a time. I took my toddler son to a transport museum because he loves cars, buses, fire engines, and similar things. He had a blast on the vintage bus ride around the area. 31, I feel like a failure as a man. I wasted my 20s. Story 52. I could be better. I'm stuck in a cycle of being very happy about life and then suddenly hating everyone and everything. I don't have many friends in my area. I only chat with people I play video games with. I do my best to improve every day and try to get back into better habits, but I have no idea why I feel the way I do. No matter how much sleep I get, I am always exhausted. I don't feel loved by many people. I often hear "be a man" or "stop acting like a bitch," but that is not how I talk to myself. I want to understand myself fully. I want to try new things, but I am scared of being judged and am still finding confidence in myself. I don't really know, but I will figure it out. Story 53. I don't know why I'm here or why I bother. Not thinking about it too much is the only thing that keeps things moving and keeps people alive. Story 54. I believe social media and TikTok culture are driving an unhelpful rhetoric against men based on a trend rather than on reality. If we all turned off our devices, women would not be seen as man-haters because the algorithm would stop promoting short videos that make broad generalizations about how bad men are. Story 55. I am here to witness the global crash of 2025. With a toddler starting grade school, I am doing splendidly, mate. Story 56. I am a complete train wreck. I tried, but I was never good enough. Now I only see my son on weekends. Story 57. Tomorrow might be better. I have been telling myself that for years, but it still has not happened. Story 58. I think I am in the worst mental state of my life so far. I have very strong procrastination, want to do nothing, and have no income. Every day I try to find the strength to get up and fight. My debt is growing because I live alone and rent is due. I am consuming a lot of sugar and using loans and credit to keep going during these 2 months of a depressive phase. I have been going to sleep at 5 in the morning. I am considering Vyvanse, which I have not taken before. I want to get my sleep sorted out before starting it. Honestly, I feel like I am in a pit with no clear way out. Story 59. I know it could be much worse, but I feel emotionally unfulfilled. Story 60. I am doing well. I am planning something with my wife for our anniversary, so I am in a light buzz thinking about what to do. Story 61. My girlfriend is going through a lot right now, and I feel it is pushing us apart. I am afraid of losing her, but I have to be strong for both of us. Story 62. I was dragging myself through the days for years, tired of work, social life, even breathing. I counted the hours until the weekend and then drank away all my free time. Jesus has been the only thing that has given me any sense of motivation, fulfillment, and purpose. Now I am not hungover anymore. Story 63. Outstanding. We have 4 great kids. I coach sports and am building a house. My wife is attractive and awesome, but she is going through perimenopause and does not want to have sex. Story 64. I feel horrible and stuck. I worked at a job for 7 years and did not have the opportunity to develop more technical skills. It is hard to find a job because of that. Story 65. I was recently promoted to second in my company, have a stable girlfriend, and a new truck, so I have that going for me. I'm stuck in a grind even when I'm off work. I can't find a passion I want to pursue. Overall, I'm doing pretty well. Story 66. Great. That's what I want to believe, but I'm really just getting by. I'm in a difficult situation. 15 years together, married for about 10 of those years, until she decided to cheat on me with someone I consider a scumbag. It had nothing to do with me. I can't leave because I literally have nowhere else to go. We have 3 children together, and I have to push myself to be happy for them. Honestly, if it weren't for my kids, I'm not so sure I'd be writing this. I have to see her every day as she tries to fix things between us. But honestly, I don't want to be with her anymore. I just need to get out of debt. Then I can move on. All in all, I just have to keep going and be there for my kids. Story 67. I'm really sorry you're feeling so overwhelmed and hopeless. I hear that you're thinking about suicide and have access to a gun. Are you in immediate danger right now? If you are in immediate danger, please call emergency services now, 911 in the US, 999 in the UK, or your local emergency number. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. In the UK, Samaritans are available at 116 123. If you're elsewhere, tell me your country and I will help find the right number. If you're not in immediate danger, please consider contacting someone you trust right now and telling them you need help staying safe. If possible, remove or secure any means of harm. For example, ask someone to hold your firearm or move it out of the home. I can help you find local crisis resources, draft a message to a friend or family member, or stay with you here and talk through next steps. Do you want me to do any of those now? Story 68. I am still grieving someone who betrayed and hurt me deeply. Because of that, I get mad at myself for still longing for that person. Mentally, I am at an all-time low. I have set a date for myself. If things do not get better, I am afraid I may harm myself. I am sorry you are feeling this way. Are you safe right now? If you are in immediate danger, please call emergency services. If you are in the United States, call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are elsewhere, please contact your local emergency number or a crisis line. Consider reaching out to someone you trust or a mental health professional. Story 69. This is just so fucking bad. I've been trying to finish my dissertation. Every time I sit down to work on it, I freeze up, and then a month goes by. Story 70. I am doing much better recently. I started medication a bit more than a month ago, and it seems to be working well. I stopped using cannabis about a month ago as well. I also reached 1 year with my girlfriend, and our relationship still feels as loving and strong as it did on day 1. Life is good if you let it be. Story 71. I'll be 51 in December. I'm a Caucasian man. Overall, I'm doing well mentally. However, I need to work on not letting small things get on my nerves. Story 72. I am trying to give up the desire to be loved and not take life too seriously. Story 73. Not too bad for now. Tired, but the kind of tired that fills you with accomplishment. Story 74. I have been wrestling with sanity for the past 50 years, and I am proud to say I have finally won. Story 75. I am very tired because I work a lot and do not get paid enough. However, I am actively working toward goals that will change that. I just have to keep going and remember to enjoy life along the way. Story 76. I will be laid off by the end of the month. I am scared, to be honest. I am not sure what to do or what to feel. It was the first company that employed me. Story 77. I am struggling with wanting a girlfriend and not wanting to leave the house. Searching online for how to do both. Story 78. Not great. The country is ready to tear itself to shreds before our enemies get a chance. But they are moving here as fast as they can to strike first. At least we have a new Banksy. Love from Scotland, before its last tree is sold and drones come for our cities. Story 79. I like to say living the dream, because everybody thinks it is a wonderful time. But it is actually a fucking nightmare. Story 80. If I can get through today without drinking heavily, relapsing, carving my arm with a razor, or killing myself, I can put a gold star on the little weekly checklist I go through with my therapist. It is actually just a scale of 1 to 5 for my desire to do each of those things. She is not actually that patronizing. Story 81. Well, you know how it goes. Fix what we did not break, carry what we did not stack, and accept whatever is handed to us. So great as usual. Story 82. I am not a man yet, but I feel strange. I came out to one of my parents and now feel guilty about all the awful things in the world. I am focusing on school and my job, but I feel lonely and isolated and wonder if I will be able to move out when I turn 18. Overall, I am tired and frustrated, but I am grateful for what I have and oddly hopeful about my future. Story 83. Happy or not, I thank Allah in every situation and trust the path He has paved for me. There might be a lesson in every calamity. Story 84. I feel both happy and saddened by the events of this week. My wife and I are having a son, and we are very excited. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.